If anybody needs help making a program, ask me and I have no problem helping you guys out. So I'm going to explain exactly what I do and why I do it. So you always go based off your goals. My current goal is obviously I'm trying to lose weight and get back my athletic ability. So jump higher, run faster. The sprinting stuff, I'm putting on the back burner for now, only because my Achilles not 100%. So I want to get a little bit stronger before I try all out sprints. So on Saturday, I do 3 sets of 6 deadlifts, and I use bands. Right now, I'm up to, 360 pounds of resistance. So it's heavy on the top portion, which is the most neglected, especially if you do squats. But also why the hex bar is so good for athletic training, because it's very joint specific to that of a jump. And since I have the heavy deadlifts, it doesn't make much more sense for me to do heavy squats. See how they work the same muscle, minus the deadlift's going to work more glutes and a lot more hamstrings. So instead, I'm getting my body used to ass to grass range of motion. So I just do 1 set of 20, then I'm either going to go up by 2.5 to 5 pounds for mobility reasons. And when it comes to athletic ability, single leg movements are always going to be the best because you can put the most shearing force with a single leg exercise versus a bilateral exercise, meaning like 2 feet. Like a 1 foot squat for athletics, which translate more to athletic ability versus a 2 foot squat. Same thing with calf raises, Bulgarians. They're much more beneficial. So then my single calf raises, I'm doing 6 sets of 3, and I'm coupling that with a pogo. So a pogo, you just bounce on the balls of your feet. You want it to be quick. So you're just teaching your Achilles to be more stiff and more reactive. And then the Bulgarian, I'm adding as extra stuff for my hamstrings and glutes. And I'm just doing 6 sets of 3 so I can really just focus on speed and power. And then I add a plyo to all my exercises when it comes to weights. And then I'll do a 1 foot broad jump. And I'm not sure if I'm going to land on 2 feet or 1 feet. Because I do heavy deadlifts in the set of 120 of squats, I may land on 2 feet just to take off some of that force that might be going to my knees. Then on Sunday, I switched to a multi-bar because all the bars at my gym is bent. So I need consistent bars so I can consistently, progressively overload every week. And for my reps, I do 10, 8, 4, 2, and then singles. This is for pure strength. So the idea is to do singles is to get your body used to the heavier weight. And that's how you continue to progress when it comes to getting stronger, is by singles, especially in the bench press. And with the decline bench press, since the multi-bar is more tricep focused and it takes out the shoulders, I use the decline bench only for speed. So that 8 to 12 reps, as fast as I go. If the rep speed slows down, I'm not going to do any grinders. I might grind that last rep, but that's the end of the set. Because the only purpose of this is rate of force. And I do 2 to 3 sets based off feel. So if my shoulder feels a little bit tired, I do 2 sets. If I feel really fresh and very quick, I do 3 sets. And then I do chest to bar pull-ups, 6 sets of 3. I do this because it's the hardest variation of pull-ups. And it involves the most power, so it'll make my regular pull-ups a lot easier. And I do bodybuilder pull-ups just for some extra volume. So the tension stays on my lats and I don't go all the way down. And I just do my max reps. I just pump it out. And then you're really controlled on the eccentric portion, because if you see a lot of calisthenics athletes, they can do 20 to 40 reps, but they don't look the way they should. So they have very small time under tension because they don't really control their body weight coming down. And when you're trying to build muscle, that's key. That's why a lot of bodybuilders that do lat pull downs are significantly bigger, because either they control it or they really overload it by using straps so they get the extra volume in. So for anyone listening, volume is key for muscle growth. If you're not growing, chances are you're just not doing enough volume. And you always have to progressive overload throughout the course of your training to keep getting bigger as well. Let's see. And then I do incline curls. It's just extra bicep work. I do it just for strength, so I keep the reps low. 4 sets of 6. I try not to use too much time under tension, especially since I'm getting leaner. The leaner you get, less time and tension you need. And then for Monday and Wednesday is my technique day for my jump. So this is what's going to give me the most benefits for jumping, is fixing my jump form. And then I test my vertical the other day. So my standing was about 31 inches. And then my max vertical, I'm not sure how big that thing is. I know it's at least 10'7", at least where I touch. So it's either 37 inches or 39 inches. And the way I measure my vertical is I fully extend my arm up as high as I can go. So my feet might get 2 to 3 inches higher than whatever I reach. But I prefer to take the harder approach. That way I don't overshoot what my vertical really is. All right, and then the most important day for jump training is always going to be plyometrics. If you're trying to jump higher, you need plyometrics. And you don't necessarily need to be in the gym to do plyometrics. If you have a short hoop and you're new to working out and jump training, I suggest you just train on that short rim, dunk maximum 10 each jump, maybe 15 to 20 minutes starting out, then work yourself up to 30, and then 40, then maybe 45. And then every time you do, you just rest till you fully recover. So that could be anywhere from 2 to 4 days, and then repeat it. And I guarantee you, every single week, your vertical will increase, if you're new, by 1 to 3 inches. And do that for about 3 to 4 months. And then once you finally hit a plateau where you're not increasing by at least 1 inch a month, and then that's when you want to get inside the gym and get stronger, or start incorporating more sprints into your training. And you also have to find the weak link. So either you're not fast enough, you might not be strong enough, your Achilles might be not stiff enough or not reactive enough. And if you ever need help with that, you can just ask me and just post a video and I can let you know based off how you work. So my personal plyo days is I want to sprint. There is no set times. It goes off of feel. And I always do the sprints first to really fire up my nervous system to get my body to react quicker. And it's the hardest thing, generally speaking. You want to do the hardest exercise first when you're building muscle, training. So, and then I'm going to do weighted explosions, is where you just have a dumbbell. And you're going to absorb a very short time and bounce right back up. So you're just jumping with weights in your hands, 3 sets of 6. This one has a great crossover and increasing your vertical jump. I'm doing pogo jumps. For me personally, this one has the best carryover because how strong my calves are. So in the past, my calves, anytime it would increase by 5 pounds, like controlled reps, my vertical would increase by at least an inch. Back in the day, that was before I hurt my Achilles. Now, the correlation is not exactly the same because now my calves are way stronger than when I got hurt. But my Achilles isn't the same anymore, so I still got to build that up. Might take a year or two. And then I do depth jumps, 3 sets of 5. A lot of people do 5 of 3. I prefer 3 sets of 5 personally for me because it takes my legs a while to wake up. And then I'm doing it onto a box just to take off some load because I already have a lot of jumping in this thing, especially my max jumps. And then I work on all plants because anytime you're trying to get more athletic or stronger, remember I was talking about the singles, it's the same thing with max jumps. So you got to max out. And by maxing out with a jump is full intent jumps. Reaching as high as you can, or if you have a small rim, that's even better because it takes out the mental aspect of it. So your body will be more relaxed and you'll perform better. Because if you jump towards a vert tech and you're not a master of technique like me, there's a lot of mental blocks and you overthink opposed to when you play a game. Because after you play a game, you realize you jump significantly higher than when you jump train. For most people anyways. So yeah, I do the left, right, right, left, left leg, right leg, all that stuff. And then I'm going to reach for something. And then I'll probably start just dunking at the gym. Since I can dunk again. Even though my vertical is like 3 to 4 inches smaller than what it was opposed before the injury. And that's on tired legs. So fresh, I don't know how much smaller it is. It could be 5 to 7 inches less than what it was. Because that 1 week of rest after you finish training, like peaking your vertical, you're going to jump significantly higher, like 1 to 3 inches higher, generally speaking. All right, and so for my other upper body day, I do weighted dips. So 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. And for my weighted dips, It doesn't have the same crossover as that decline bench press. That decline bench press machine has a 1-to-1 crossover. So if my decline bench press goes up, my actual bench press is going to go up with the barbell. I've noticed that my dips, if my dips go up, it doesn't mean my bench press is going to be any higher, even though they work the same muscles. So yeah, just do 10, 8, 6, or yeah, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, then singles. Like I said, singles are very beneficial when you're trying to get stronger. You got to introduce your body and nervous system to that type of weight. That way it can get used to that stress so it can overcome it. Therefore, you grow bigger and stronger. And I'm not doing time under tension. These are fast. It's all about reactivity. Because that 1 rep max is fast. There's a place for time under tension. And for what I'm training for currently, it's not going to benefit me any. Especially with these lower calories and losing weight. And then I do pull-ups. I'm going to do 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. And every set I go lower reps, I go higher in weight. So if I start at 55 pounds, then with 8 it'll be 50, then 6 it'll be 75, and so on. And then I do 1 set of 10 controlled. I start 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10 if I can get up there. And I'll probably start with a stable weight, so probably 45 pounds. And I go up by 2.5 pounds each time I complete the full 10. And then I do the incline curls just to hit it twice in that week. 4 sets of 4 to 6. Like I said, it's just basic strength training. Not worried about volume or growth. And then this is my weeks of cut schedule. So 14 to 16 weeks. My calories are between 2,000 and 2,100 calories. And then I'll start my reverse diet. And then I just go by 100 each week. And then once I hit 2,800, I'll start my next phase. And then I'm train and change all the strength I got to power. So it's not about how much I can lift, just more about how much I can move the weight. And when you transition, your strength is going to go down a little bit, but the rate at which you can move certain weight is going to go up a lot. And that's what makes you jump higher. Increasing your squat from like 225 to 545 pounds, for example, doesn't mean you're going to jump any higher. If you don't train your body to move at a certain rate, it just doesn't translate. You see what I'm saying? It's like you can't utilize your strength because you're too slow. Your body reacts too slow. Because a lot of people think if I could deadlift this, I could squat this, I could leg press this, that they're going to jump a certain height, and this is not how it works. That's why even with strength training, as long as you do full intent, the weight on the bar, I mean, it matters, don't get me wrong. If it's too light, it's too light. It's not going to do anything for you. But if it's significant weight, it's still going to work your body the same as if you were going really heavy for sets of 3. Except you have better recovery, and it's also a way you can get past the plateau. If you're doing like a 3x3 or 5x5 and you're stuck, lower the weight a little bit and just really work on that speed, and then work up from there. And then when you get back to that 5x5, you're going to find out it's going to be really easy because you increase your power output. And then, okay, so next phase, strength, blah, 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 4 to 8 months. The goal is to have a 36-inch standing vertical, like minimum. So that would put my max around 42 to 44. Unless this jump technique increase my vertical even more than it already has, then it'll be higher than that. And I'll do less weight training. Then my focus will change back to sprints and mechanics. So I only do 2 days of weight just to maintain my strength. And one will be an upper body day, and the one will be a leg day. And then I might alternate between bench press and dips, or I just might combine them because I'm just maintaining at that point. Why increase my max sprint speeds and maintain my vertical. That way I can optimize recovery and really focus on it. So I'd be sprint training about 5 days of the week. So yeah, that's the plan. That's about a year's of work. As long as I don't get injured, everything should go very smoothly. And I'm very, very confident I'll reach all my goals.